And I just, while we're making this transition,
Are you withdrawing the
I had a
motion?
motion that we continued this conversation with the sheriff at a later time. And to ask staff to set that up. And I had a second. That motion still needs to be dealt with, I believe.
Samantha, are you going to take the vote?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You want me to pull the vote?
And just to clarify, so you're asking that the budget hearing be continued to another time, correct?
Yes.
All right, pull the vote.
To discuss the budget hearing, not
The sheriff.
To discuss the sheriff's
more of the
budget,
sheriff's budget.
because we had,
That is appropriate. That's what it's scheduled for, is the budget hearing, not to, if you're trying to make a motion to discuss staffing, that's not what was agendized today. But if it's a motion to continue talking about the sheriff coroner budget, then that's appropriate.
that will work for me.
And that will work for my second.
Go ahead and pull the vote.
Yes. Supervisor Borges.
No.
Supervisor Starkey.
Yes.
Supervisor Short.
Yes.
Chair Wilson.
No. So that'll lock it up. Move on. Dan.
Hello. I'm the Director of Information Technology. I got a couple questions, I think, from Darren, but just a brief overview. We have a staff of, when we're fully staffed, we're allocated for 10 positions, including myself. We provide IT support across the county. Under IT support, we've received 2,900 tickets last fiscal year. It's up about 200 from the previous couple fiscal years. We stay pretty steady. There's about 650 devices, computers, laptops, things that connect into our network. About 250 wireless devices, which are cell phones or sheriff vehicles or something that are connected to the wireless networks. 71 servers, 175 security cameras. We have a cybersecurity program, a printing service, a courier service for the county that's been going on for years. Used to be an administration function. It was moved to IT many years ago. Broadcast media events like this. I think there's 10 regular meetings we do, and then there's 4 other meetings we do as they need our services. And we'll also do some drone work and various IT projects. We have a big call center we do on election day that I like to bring up. It's only one day during elections, but it does take all our staff. We answer about 500 calls for the elections office for all their polling locations. I know you had talks with her about the different polling spots, but we work with those polling locations to make sure information gets out to them. We have projects that you've talked about in many of your other meetings. The ERP is obviously a big one you've talked. We have 2 big sheriff ones. Their CAD system that's going on now is a grant for $550,000, replaces their CAD, records management, and jail management systems. That is right now scheduled to go live by the end of September. So we're getting close there. There could be some delays, working through little parts of it, but it'll be pretty close. Right after that, we'll work on a sheriff radio dispatch console. It's also funded probably around $300,000, a grant, I believe, through behavioral health. So both those projects are funded from outside sources. IT will play a big part in those. The probation system, we worked on the RFP, but probation's really doing the implementation. We work on data, but it's another big project. Completed a big phone system one recently. We have a few things we're finishing up on that. Video systems, there's a LATA grant. I know was one of the questions from Supervisor Short. There's a broadband grant for design phase. So I know we talk about broadband quite a bit, but I want to be clear, the LATA grant that this board approved, which is $500,000, is for design. There's no actual construction as part of that grant, but that could lead towards applying for construction grants for companies to come in and provide broadband to unserved and underserved areas of the unincorporated areas of Del Norte County, and does not include tribal lands. So there's a lot of restrictions to where those designs can lead to. So I just want to be clear.
But there is quite a bit of dollars going into the tribe for broadband expansion.
Yes, the tribe has a large sum of money coming to them. The city can apply for their own stuff. There is a lot of money out there. That particular grant, it's not giving people internet. I just want to be clear on that. Computer replacement, and we're doing a scanning project that this board approved about a year and a half ago. Happy to say we've reached over the 1 million scans mark, about 700,000 for CDD, another 400,000 sheets for administration, and we had a huge increase that's in this year's budget for departments that saw what we've done, and administration's put additional money into it, CDD's put some, and then behavioral health has now jumped in and wants us to start working on their equipment. So that's been a successful program. And that's the summary, if there's any questions.
Do you have any questions for IT?
I just had a little fun fact about the scanning project. I've got a friend that's a temporary hire for that project, and she said that she has a superpower. And her superpower is being able to read cursive writing and figure out what is scanned, what needs to be scanned, where, when. So I just
Yeah,
thought
especially
that was-
old school
that was
cursive
fun.
writing.
Yep.
So Dan, so that is what it attributes to the part-time temporary line then, is that scanning project?
100% of that is a scanning project.
Okay. And then the ERP stipends that we recently approved, does that just fall right into your regular payroll, or is that part of the ERP budget that we have in another area?
That would fall within any, it's not in this current budget. It would fall within any department that ends up issuing it. There's none issued in my department currently, but a department would have to compensate for that and figure out how to fund that
Okay.
within their budget. But there's nothing in this current budget that would count for that.
And you have your staff, you said 10, including yourself?
There's 10 positions where we have 9 that are filled.
And they're filled, and you don't have staffing issues for the most part?
I haven't
Knock
had
on wood.
vacancies. There's been times we've been low on staff or medical or whatever kind of leave, but we've been pretty, I don't want to jinx it here. We've been pretty blessed with
Do
keeping
you
a full
attribute that
staff.
to the great leadership that happens within the IT department, or?
I appreciate that. It's a fun office. I have a great staff. They like the work, and the sheriff talked about hiring local, and he has some challenges with that, but that's a theory he wants to go. A board many years ago, in this case, we created a trainee position within IT, so we can hire basically anybody that has an aptitude. So a lot of times, and most of my current employees have gone through that, and we have one person in it now, but those are local employees that are local people that have started out and they've worked their way up through the ranks in IT, and I think that helps keep the employment here. They're used to the area.
That's a really good point, is that there's this ladder that they can climb up, right? Is that what you're saying? So
Yes.
there's an entry-level position that gets them motivated or interested in the job. And then there's a ladder that keeps them continuing on with this. Because you have lengthy people, right? Don't you have people that stay there quite a long time?
Yes, I think most have been there. I'm not going to quiz me on how many years, but they've been there for quite a few years, and I would say out of the 9 that are there now, I would think 6 have been the trainee position, I think. Maybe somewhere in
And
there.
didn't we recently celebrate your 30-year anniversary? Is it 30 or 40?
No, I think it was 30, but unfortunately, I think it was probably a couple years ago. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, we do appreciate the longevity that you've given this county. It's clear you are a boss that cares about your employees, just given, like you said, the employees that stick around. And you do seem to have like this fun environment. I'm not saying that you don't work, but you seem to have a lot of people in there that enjoy the work, which is so telling of a boss. I got kind of criticized for this online, but I do want to talk a little bit about postage. How does that postage system work? Because, some people said they don't care about postage, but what I want to know is, how are we saving money through a system that we have internally here? And does it go through your office? Do like when ballots have to get mailed out? Does that just go directly from your office, or how is that kind of working? Because it's a little cost saving in a lot of ways, correct?
So there's lots of things that. How does it get to our office? We have a courier service that goes around to every department every day, and if they have mail, needs to go out, we pick that up and it's stamped for them. We bring it back to a Pitney Bowes mail machine that we have, and we run it through. We get a discount off postage. We don't pay the full rate for postage. I think it's about a 5-cent discount. And we mail that out. Now, some departments, like the tax collector's office, when they do a tax billing, which is huge, elections, a lot of their stuff is mailed. The main ballots are mailed from somewhere else, but then they have other ones that they bring over, which are quite a few. They bring that stuff over. So larger mailings, assessor's office does it as well. They bring that to us. We run it through our machine. We take it to the post office daily and run that. Is it cheaper? We have to evaluate it. There used to be a lot more mail now. There's not much as years have gone on. We pay probably, I think, $800 or so a month for the postage machine. So the lease on that machine gets charged to the departments based on how much mail they bring us. So the 5 cents they're saving, they're probably adding that plus a little bit to each piece of mail to do that. We do certified mail and some other packages as well for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, just from somebody that ran an election recently, mailing is the most expensive part. It just seems crazy. I can remember back, when it was, a stamp was 15 cents, and that's not within the last 30 years, or within the last 30 years. That is all the questions I have. I do want to just reiterate once again that I do appreciate the work that you do, and you always are very responsive to any needs that we have. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Any public comment?
PJ Estlin again. I don't have a question, I have a comment. I've been through several accounting conversions, software conversions. Just don't forget to stay in the weeds, because it only takes one bad weed to destroy the whole process. Been there, done that. Please be careful.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.